Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for City Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Friday's What Map. A quick apology if you were here at 9 AM expecting the latest update. I'm running a bit behind this week, and with the best will in the world, this is not going to go out at 9 AM. Frankly, it's just gone past 9 AM and I'm still recording it. So yes, it's going to be a little while, but hey, you're watching it now, so that's a good thing, right? Okay, today's map is Capilano Islands by Czardus. Now, my first instinct is this doesn't look particularly realistic in terms of an island layout, but if you're looking to do like a ferry service style map using mass transit and all its wonderful updates, could be the one for you. So anyway, let's have a look at what you need. Network extensions 2, it's realistic temperate, surface rock pack, that sort of stuff. Now this map, by its own admission, is not designed for a mega city. Yesterday we had a mega city map. Today we've got one, lots of small towns. So if you are wanting to build a mega city, look away now. It's really not designed for it. The terrain's not really suited, all the islands aren't suited. Little bit of a tiny kink there. Now, if you go down this ground level, you can see it. But then if we come up and have a look from above, which we've just done, it's now the same here. Looks the right hand highway smooth, the left hand highway looks a little bit kinked, but it is minor, and when you screw it up you can hardly notice it. So that's just a... Now if you're a real perfectionist, you'll want to go and sort that out. Most of you won't even notice it. Now down here we've got something similar here, a little bit of a kink in this dual carriageway. I'm not going to call it a highway, it's a dual carriageway. Still get a decent weight of traffic down here. Now I know a lot of you are going to moan about these going, no, it's got to have highways. Got to have highways. You start square, right by the river, a little bit of a lake thing there. I don't call it, tried to call it a lake really, but there you are. Perfect height over that. Yeah, I know a lot of you are going to complain that no, it's got to have highways, it can't deal with the weight of traffic. Yeah, you're right, it won't deal with the weight of traffic, and even now in places it looks a little bit strained with this roundabout here. Going off to the two other source squares for the highways, or if you call it highways. Yeah, now this is National Road. You can see, oh look, it's backed up already. It's not gonna. You're right, it's not gonna cope. First of all, you can do something about that. You're the city builder, and secondly, it's not designed to handle huge amounts of traffic. This is a small town map. 2 or 3 interconnected small towns and villages. Be lovely here. It'd be, yeah, seriously. But if you are looking to do that mega build, then look away now. This is going to hurt your eyes. Into the fog and down to the rail. So, other than some minor, tiny little glitchy kinks in those roads, they're perfectly fine. The rail, also perfectly fine. I mean, how do you moan about this? Cutting through the forests. There's a lot of forests on this map, by the way, guys. Just in case you hadn't noticed. You really need me to tell you these things? Look at this cutting. Now these are surface rocks, and such they will glitch a little bit the steeper it gets. But so I won't zoom in on that. I won't ruin it. But it's not bad. And then, instead of trying to follow the land, look at that. That is brilliant. That is, you don't see enough of that. The amount of creators that just dump that rail down. Let's do an asset review, shall we? Asset review number 5 of the week. It's Toronto Simcoe Place by JSF1. And this is Rico ready. Rico ready. And it's an office building. There's not really much more to tell you really about this. I mean, it speaks for itself. It's a fairly, I would say, well decorated. It's ugly in a way that modern buildings are ugly. It doesn't really have anything that says about it, oh, this is going to be the highlight of your city. It's not. It's going to be one of those that you pop down and it'll just be part of your skyline. That's fine. Toronto Simcoe Place by JSF1. Today's asset of the day. Nicely done. Now, as I said, there's lots of islands, so the shipping routes, hopefully we're going to cut through these islands and maybe have a few different options for docks, especially if we're going to be having ferry services. Let's have a scoot down. Oh, look. And they are pretty much cutting through every nook and cranny. There, and through there, and yeah, that's good. And off to the distance there. The only place there isn't really a possible link is this little gap here between these two islands. Let's see if I can centre it up for you there. But the thing is, there's quite a high hill there, so you're not likely to put one a dock on that island. So, yeah, maybe it's about right. Rivers. Now, I'm not sold on this particular stream, the way that it enters the sea there. But the river work on this map's really quite nice. Really quite nice. Opens up to a little lake type thing there. And up to this fairly round looking lake. But when you go above it, it's almost square. It's misleading. Right in the fog, but that's not the source as we come up a little bit further. And we've got a real mix of sauces. Tomato ketchup and barbecue. No, ranch. No. And then here's your. Now, I buy this. Normally you see me moan about this, but I can just see the water condensating, whatever, off of those rocks, trickling down into that little pool there. And I believe that as like a little sun trap for capturing the water and just for it trickling off. Doesn't always work. Here, a little bit of terraforming required at the river mouth edge there, just to let it flow out a little bit more smoothly. But still, minor things, minor issues. Yes, so like I say, we've got a few different sources of. Here we are. This is a little lake being fed by a little waterfall up here. And now here, it's very similar to the last one, but I don't buy it. That I don't see. I know it's once again, it looks like a sun trap. Water dribbling down there. Maybe. The more I look at it, the more I believe it, but I'm not really massively sold. Now this is the main river network. We're going to look up all three different routes here. This one looks a little bit deeply cut for my liking. I don't buy that was cut through by that river. Maybe it was. Or maybe it was created by a designer. Czardus, you are the designer. And this is very nice. It's like a water trap. And then up the waterfall. I'll say the river works really quite nice. And here, now this is pretty damned good. Personally, I'd like to see this pool enlarged quite a bit. So it makes this whole area look a little bit more marshy and boggy. It's just a little bit small. If it was larger, I would applaud that big time. But I do like the idea, and a big nod to that. Now we've got two different other sources we can go up. Up this one, it's a series of little waterfalls. Very pretty. And then up another little waterfall, and another waterfall. See how nice this is? And it's controlled water. It's staying within the banks, and look at the gravel. Just highlights the riverbed. Very nicely done. And it's just enough water there. And this is good. Try and hide the water source in amongst the rocks. That looks better than just leaving it plain. So many people would just leave that plain like that. And then finally, the final one. Now this is possibly the highlight. So I hope you're hanging in there. We come up here. This goes off to the fog up there. We're not going up there. That's just dull. This little water source, it's a river that goes up a canyon, cuts left and right. I'm buying all of this, by the way. This little bit here, it's right on the edge of the fog as well. So 25 square players are going to miss this. Are going to not see any of this. This is beautiful work. And like I say, for me, the highlight of the entire map. We go up here. Now, if this was the water source, I would be 120% happy. You could just leave that there. But no, Czardus has added this little feeder river. Now, first of all, I don't buy the on the left there. It's a bit too steep. I don't buy it. Yes, it probably would cut like that, but it doesn't feel real. That's what I'm saying. This little lake here, which is okay, almost overflowing. And then we've got, this is being fed by this waterfall here, which is very pretty from here. And then if we go up and have a look, this I don't buy at all. This just doesn't feel in any way, shape or whatever. It just doesn't feel real at all. How's all that water going to trap in there? It's got to come literally down the mountain. And that mountain, to be honest with you, it's got to come down that slope to feed that. There's not enough way no way that all that water could have got in there, especially the amount that's actually pouring out of the waterfalls there, which is, for me, that's the disappointment. We could have done without that. It was perfectly fine without it. Yeah, anyway, aesthetically, really nice looking map. Like I say, the islands don't look like they would have formed like that, but it's still 4 good stars. Detailing, 1 or 2 minor glitches, nothing major. I can give 4 stars for that as well. Gameplay potential, I want to give this a big fat 5, but I know a few of you are going to moan about the lack of highway connections, and because of that I'm going to down mark it a star and give it a 4. But for me, that's a 5 star for gameplay potential. So that's a really good map, Capilano Islands by Czardus, and it's been a long time since I've said this, but it gets the BonBonB seal of approval. Fantastic. It's been so long since I've given out a seal of approval. I like this map a lot, and I hope you do too. I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you download and use it straight away. Well, thanks for commenting, liking and subscribing. I'm hoping very much that tomorrow's episode will be out on time, so please be there for that, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye now.